Open up your MTT, put today's date on it, title it Graphing with Tables and Zeros. The first equation that we're going to graph is going to be x plus y equals 4. We're going to go ahead and set up a function table so that we can generate some ordered pairs so we can graph. In order to use the function table, we need to solve for y. That means y needs to be on the left and he needs to be by himself. In order to do that, we need to zero pair out the x off of the left side and put him over on the right side. So the equation is going to be written y is equal to negative 1x plus 4. Now what we're going to do is we're going to need to put in a domain. We're going to use Hampton domain, which is negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, 2. We're going to put in those numbers and generate some ordered pairs. So when our x is negative 2 times negative 1 is positive 2. Positive 2 plus 4 is 6. Negative 1 times negative 1 is 1, plus 4 is 5. Negative 1 times 0 is 0, plus 4 is 4. Negative 1 times 1 is negative 1, plus 4 is 3. And negative 1 times 2 is negative 2, plus 4 is 2. So now we're going to go ahead and graph our ordered pairs. So we're going to do negative 2, 6, negative 1, 5, 0, 4, 1, 3, and 2, 2. And that's going to give us a line that has a negative slope. Now, we also want to see if we can find the x and y-intercepts. So the x-intercept is where y is equal to 0. So we're going to come down here and we're going to plug in 0 for y. And when we plug in 0 for y, we get x is equal to 4. And you'll notice 1, 2, 3, 4, that where our arrow is going through right there is our x-intercept. So our x-intercept is 4, 0. The y-intercept is where x is equal to 0. And that happens to be in our chart, so it's going to be 0, 4. So now we found our two zeros, our x-intercept and our y-intercept. Number 2, we need to solve for y. So we're going to zero pair the x out onto both sides. So we have negative y is equal to negative x minus 2. We're going to multiply the whole entire equation by negative 1. So we have a positive y is equal to a positive x plus 2. And now we can put that equation into our function table. Y equals x plus 2. We're going to again use Hampton domain. So we're going to plug in negative 2 plus 2, negative 1 plus 2, 0 plus 2, 1 plus 2, and 2 plus 2. And we're going to generate some ordered pairs. So negative 2 plus 2 is 0, negative 1 plus 2 is 1, 0 plus 2 is 2, 1 plus 2 is 3, and 2 plus 2 is 4. We're going to go ahead and find our coordinates on our graph. So we're going to do negative 2, 0, and then we have negative 1, 1, and then we have 0, 2, and 1, 3, and 2, 4. Now you notice that on this particular function table, we have a y equaling 0. So that's our x-intercept. So negative 2, 0 is our x-intercept. That's where the graph crosses the x-axis. And we also have where our x is 0. And that's going to be our y-intercept. And that's going to be at 2. So we have our x-intercept right here. And we have our y-intercept right here. Those are called our zeros. We draw our line, put our arrow on it, and we've just graphed a line that has a positive slope. We didn't have to do the substitution because our two zeros were found in our function table. All right, now we have y is equal to negative 3. So we're going to go ahead and put in Hampton domain, negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, 2. But we don't have any place to plug in the x, but we do know that y is always going to be negative 3. So no matter what x is, y is negative 3. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to graph. So we're going to go negative 2, negative 3, which is going to be right here, negative 1, negative 3, 0, negative 3, 1, negative 3, and 2, negative 3. So you'll notice that we graph a line that has a 0 slope. Now, we do have a 0 because we have 0, negative 3 on the y-axis. So that is our y-intercept. So the y-intercept, we have 0, negative 3. But because this is a 0 slope, it's not going to cross the x-axis. It's going to be parallel to it. So there is none. There is no x-intercept. Now we have x is equal to 2. So we're going to go ahead and fill in our 5 points. 2, 2, 2, 2. So no matter what, x is equal to 2. So now our Hampton domain is going to go, actually, we're going to use those same numbers for our y. So we're going to have negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, 2. And that's going to help us generate some points. So we're going to go 2, negative 2, 1, 2, 3, right there, and 2, negative 1, 2, 0, 2, 1, 2, 2. So now we have a vertical line or an undefined slope. We do, however, have a 0. And the 0 is where it's on the x-axis. So because it's on the x-axis, we have 2 and 0. The y-intercept is, oops, sorry. Let's erase that. So we have x is 2 and y is 0. That is our x-intercept. X is 2 and y is 0. And we're not going to have a y-intercept because it runs parallel to the y-axis. And that's graphing tables and zeros.